So here's the table showing the cost comparison of an employee versus a virtual assistant. In the left-hand column, under admin and secretarial employee, I have the base hourly rate at $15 per hour. Now this is based on an average administrative secretarial employee in the US. Now on top of the $15 per hour, employers have to pay benefits which include health insurance, retirement plan, sick pay, holiday, and so on, which can add another 35% on top of the $15 per hour. 35% of $15 is another $5.25 per hour. And then overheads, which include office space, equipment, office supplies and furniture, usually add up to another 50% of the base hourly rate, which adds another $7.50 per hour. So the actual total hourly rate is $27.75 per hour, and not the $15 per hour that you originally assumed just based on the basic hourly rate. So if you calculate the total annual cost of a typical secretarial employee based on 2,080 hours per year, this actually works out to $57,720 per annum. Now looking on the right hand column under virtual assistant, I'm just taking an hourly rate of $35 per hour. On top of that, now just going back to the hourly rate, the hourly rate varies depending on the service that the virtual assistant provides and where the virtual assistant is located. But just for the purposes of this exercise, I picked $35 per hour. On top of the $35 per hour, a virtual assistant doesn't charge anything else. No benefits, no overheads, making the total hourly rate still $35 per hour. Now to calculate the total annual cost, I've based this on 1,040 hours per year. I'll go into a bit more detail as to why the total hours for a virtual assistant is different to a typical employee in just a moment. But that actually makes a total annual cost of $36,400. So as you can see, there is actually a substantial saving between a virtual assistant's total annual cost and the total annual cost of an administrative secretarial employee. In this particular example, we were looking at around $20,000 difference per year. So, just to summarize, as you can see, the hidden costs of an employee add up to far more than you initially realized. On top of the base hourly rate, there are benefits and overheads to be paid, which make the total hourly rate almost double. In contrast, a virtual assistant's hourly rate may appear high on first glance. However, as there are no further costs to pay, it is actually very cost effective. So why does the table show 1,040 hours per year for the virtual assistant as opposed to 2,080 for an employee? Well, a virtual assistant can typically crunch a typical employee 8-hour day into about 4 hours. So with a virtual assistant, a client is only paying for the time spent on task, not for lunch breaks, water cooler chats, emailing colleagues or surfing the internet. A virtual assistant can provide a detailed time report so this can be checked over. An additional point to consider is the additional flexibility that a virtual assistant provides. If a client only needs help for 3 hours a week, 1 hour the following, or maybe 10 hours a week after that, This is workable with a virtual assistant and very cost effective for the client. But with an employee, they get paid for a set number of hours per week, whether the work is there or not. In a moment, I'll show you where to actually download this table so you can use it yourself and show it to your own clients.